All right. So welcome everybody again to another episode of Rubbing Elbows. And now we are no longer just on YouTube and Facebook and Zoom, but Chuck, correct me if I'm wrong, we're also on Apple Play, Google, Spotify, and seven other names that I've never heard of in my life that are streaming our podcast live, and you can listen to them after the fact. So hopefully, if you don't catch this live, you can catch it afterwards. And Chuck, why don't we go ahead and get started? I know you have a couple of deals. So a new thing that we're going to start with our show every week is we're going to talk about some off-market deals that just came in the last couple of hours to days. Chuck will share them with us. We'll analyze them together, and then we'll talk about some business tips and strategies. So Chuck, take it away.
Okay. So first of all, to just give a little bit more clarity on where the podcast is basically on every major podcast platform. That's where we're at. So anywhere you go, you listen to your regular podcast, you can find us there. To talk about this week's deals, the theme, it's got a theme, which is Tarzana Big Lots. Because all three of the deals today are gigantic Tarzana lots. One of them is, and I don't want to get into exact addresses right now, just because there's a lot of demand. Let me switch this up. Here we go. There's a lot of demand for big lots, as a lot of you guys may know. And I just don't want to ruffle any feathers. So let me go over a few of them. One of them is Tarzana South, 34,000 square foot lot, residential, zone residential. And it's already been, the process has already started to do a lot split on it. So
real quick, before you go into the deal, is this one that you and your team have locked up? Or is this still kind of available for anybody to jump in on?
This one is locked up.
Okay, perfect. So no competing with anyone else. If somebody wants a deal, they can come to you and get it.
Correct. And thank you for pointing that out, because for me, I just assume people know that going through me, they're not having to deal with multiple offers. Oh, we got it. We didn't get it. Let's hope. Let's pray. With me, it's you got it. By the way, did you change anything on the Zoom, because I'm only seeing myself now, but
you're highlighted. Okay. You're the spotlight.
Got it. Okay, so this one is Tarzana South, 34,000 square foot lot. Subdivision has already started, so it's going to have two gigantic 16,000 square foot lots, all flat. Both of them are all flat, and you can build another gigantic house in the back, which will be a 4,500 square foot house plus another 1,200 square foot ADU. There's an existing house now, which you can keep, renovate, and build another ADU to that one. So you could essentially have four homes on this subdivided lot, or you can sell them separately, or there's a million options that you can take with this. That one is priced at $2.3 million. So it puts each lot at 1.1 and change, which is amazing prices. You can't even find prices like that south of the boulevard in Tarzana.
So what's on it right now? So right now there's a house. Is it located in the lot where you can subdivide without having to tear down the existing house? How's the layout?
Great question, and that is correct. We've done the survey that's been done there was to keep the existing house and subdivide it in a way that the whole back lot is open and there's nothing on it now. So yeah.
So we got 2,500 square feet. Did I write that down correctly?
Yeah, 2,500 square feet.
Okay.
There's already a pool.
So you can add 2,000 square feet roughly to that one. You can build an ADU on that one, 1,200 square feet. So you got your two units there. And then the other property will be roughly around 15,000 square feet or so, give or take. The other lot?
16,000, yeah.
Okay. And so you could build the same thing there. So let's run through some numbers. We by the way, we don't discuss these deals ahead of time. So we're running these numbers raw. Just like, we would analyze if I was going to buy the deal, this is what I would do. So 2,500 square feet, let's say at a conservative number, $200 per square foot to build something high end, we're looking at $500,000 there. Then you have 1,200 square foot ADU for about 250,000. So we're at 750 just on the existing lot. If we're buying it at 1.15, that puts you at roughly 1.9, give or take, without any soft costs, right? What are homes going for in that area with a 16,000 lot, brand new 4,500 square foot home with a 1,200 unit currently?
600 a foot, easy.
600
So
a
at
foot?
5,700 square feet, you're at 3.4 million.
Okay, so then if somebody is building this to flip, obviously there's a lot of room for error. There isn't too much risk there, because even if the market goes down 15, 20, 25%, you still in the margin of error there. But if you're building this to buy, you sell the other one, right? The other one's going to cost you a lot more. You're going to be at about a 1.5 million investment plus the 1.1, you're at 2.6. You sell the second one or the first one, and you basically have a property with close to $2.1 million in equity.
Correct.
Did I do my numbers right?
Yeah.
Okay. No brainer. What else you got?
So that's one. Now, I'd like to point out that this particular property has got 2 brand new constructions on both sides. And it's got a not new, but pretty cool house across the street from it that's been celebrity owned for years and years and years. Next property is around the corner, same neighborhood, Tarzana South. This is the neighborhood we call the new money neighborhood, because a lot of new money's there, a lot of YouTubers, athletes, producers. That's who lives in, I mean, that's primarily who's buying a lot of these new construction homes.
Okay.
This one is an acre and a half of it is flat. So you've got about 33,000 square feet of just flat land. You can definitely subdivide that one if you wanted to. That one is $2.2 million. You can subdivide that one, and again, you're going to have 16,000 square foot lots for about 1.1 each. Again, no brainer. It's the same numbers that we just ran there.
Yeah, same numbers. The only difference on this one is, I would say, subdividing, if you're not already an expert in doing that, is a nightmare process. It's a headache. It could take time, especially with the city the way things are now. So let's analyze the numbers as a single lot, and then obviously the guy that knows already how to subdivide is going to be able to double their revenue there. But so the purchase price is 2.2. What's on it now?
There's a house that needs to get torn down. It's a 5,000 square foot house that's just, I mean, it needs to go.
Okay.
It's not worth salvaging.
Got it. Okay, so you have both these deals. Mention where people who are interested can contact you to get these deals.
Anybody who wants information on exact addresses, access, reports, sales reports, survey, for example, for one of them, lafixers.com, under the inventory tab, go there. We update those, especially after this show. And then the third one, let's talk about the third one. The third one is a 22,000 square foot lot. It's huge. All flat. There's a house on there now that's 2,500 square feet. It's a house that needs to get just gutted and renovated and, add either 500 square feet or 1,500 square feet. You want to be either in the 3,000 square foot or in the 4,000 square foot.
Where is this property?
Tarzana South.
Okay, so got it.
Yeah. Same neighborhood, same comps. This house doesn't have a pool, so you definitely can add a pool, add a lot of value to adding pool. It's got a circular driveway, but it's not gated. So you can add a lot of value by gating the property, giving it, 2 gates, north and south gate. And then building an ADU, you got 22,000 square feet all flat. Might as well give it its own side access for a 1,200 square foot ADU, where you can probably get a good $4,000 to $5,000 a month income in that neighborhood. people that'll rent a nice, 1,200 square foot, maybe modern or whatever, new construction.
Right.
That property is $1,475,000. I would say if you put into it about 400,000, you got the exterior gates, landscaping, pool, the room addition, the ADU. If you're all in 400,000, even 500,000, you're all in 2 million, and your exit here is 2,526.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So for not having brand new construction and making 500,000, not bad.
I like the lot sizes on all these. You're definitely getting into an area that still has, because most of the properties in LA, 7,000 square foot average lot. You're finding here properties with 30,000 square foot lots. That's a lot of value, especially nowadays. What people are looking for, they want a lot of space. So that's good.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Okay. Does that cover it? Any other deals you want to bring up?
That covers it. Anyone looking to either build new construction or to expand an existing fixer, get more information at lafixers.com, or you can email me, chuck@lafixers.com or lafixers@gmail.com, or just go on lafixers.com and get information on there.
All right, perfect. All right, take us away. Yeah. Next segment, we're going to talk very briefly about one thing I like to talk about when I was doing coaching a couple years back. The main thing when me being a lender, obviously working with real estate agents, the main thing that we noticed that was a way for us to help our real estate partners to grow their business. Because we didn't want to be the office that just did loans for realtors, right? Everybody can do a loan for a realtor or for a customer. We wanted to provide a different set of values where we partner with certain agents and we figure out how do we help their business grow. Everybody's always trying to look for, okay, what do I get back out of this? And the best thing that we can do is figure out how to use the strategies that we've implemented in our business. And I consider myself a master of conversion. I just convert at a high number. So how do I help my partners also convert at a high number? And the biggest thing is what I like to call the lost lead conversation, right? And I'd like to, I see a good friend of mine, Guy Azar here with the agency, top producer. Actually, if you don't mind, I know you love when I surprise you with this. Let me ask you to unmute yourself. I actually want to.
You just did.
Usually I do this in a room with, 20, 30 realtors. I see we have about 21 people on the Zoom call, and we have many people watching on YouTube and Facebook. But since we're not in a live room, I'm just going to pick on you real quick. You mind if I
of course, you always
dive
do.
into some numbers and I'm going to get a little personal and ask you some numbers, but I want to be able to kind of showcase a concept for everybody watching today. Is that okay?
Sure. Go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So the lost lead conversation goes like this, right? We talk to our partners. So I'm going to ask you, how many transactions did you do in 2020, last year?
46, I believe.
Okay, 46. So obviously, and the higher numbers, average agents are doing anywhere between 7 to 12. Good producers are doing 15, 20, 25 deals. You're obviously a top producer, and that's why you're up there. But let's go with 40. Okay, so you did 40 transactions.
47.
How many? 47. Okay. How many people did you talk to last year that were serious potential customers of either wanting to buy or sell real estate? Would you say about 300, 400, 500? Yeah. What would you say?
I mean, probably in the 500 range or whatnot, but I'll say good, ready to sell or to buy about 300 or so.
Yeah, I'm sure you talked to thousands of people.
Maybe,
yeah.
So I'm just saying
serious potentials, you say about 300?
300 to 400.
Okay, 300 or 400. Let's go with 300 for the purposes of this illustration. So you got 300 people you spoke to. You did 46 transactions. So there was 254 people that you spoke to that didn't end up doing real estate. Now, would it be fair to say, right, or not yet, would it be fair to say that of those 250 or so people, at least some percentage ended up doing a deal, but maybe not with you?
Yes.
Okay. What would you say if you had to guess that percentages? 10, 15, 20, 30%? How many people you'd say?
I don't want to brag, but I'll say 10.
Okay, let's go with 10.
12%.
So out of 250,
I stay on top of those people I
okay,
speak with.
I know you do. I actually seen you in action, so I'm not doubting it. So we got 250 people. Conservatively, we know that 10% of them probably did a transaction, but not with you. That's 25 people, right?
Yeah.
And it could be for any reason. Either forgot to follow up, they know somebody in the business, family member,
Exactly.
doesn't
Got a better
matter,
deal.
right?
Doing it for cheap.
There's an opportunity cost there. And what is that
Mhm.
opportunity cost, right? What's your average commission?
25, 30.
25. Okay. So let's go with 25. So 25. And there were 25 people that we are conservatively saying did a transaction. That's $625,000 in potential commissions that went elsewhere, right? Just scattered throughout the market.
Yeah.
Now, if my team was able to show you a strategy on how we can help you basically add that extra $600,000 in 2021, would that be something you'd be interested in?
Sure. Who doesn't
Right.
want to make more money?
Right. And that's a no-brainer question. And that's kind of what we do with the partners. So first of all, thank you for sharing your numbers. I know sometimes we don't feel comfortable
okay.
just kind of opening up, but
I'm good.
I know I can count on you. But that's basically, Chuck, that's the concept, right? So we have built a strategy that not only when we partner with agents helps them tap into those lost leads, but we're actually doing that work for them. So the agent can focus on the low-hanging fruit while my team is able to help them develop a strategy in place that's going to constantly nurture those people. So when they're ready to execute a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line, you are absolutely first in line as an opportunity to receive that person back. And we've been doing this already for the last 6 years with our real estate partners. It's helped every single one of them that are committed to grow their business. So obviously I'm not going to get into details, but if anybody's interested in learning more on how the strategy can work for your business and how you can add a couple $100,000 extra in revenue, feel free to reach out to me or my team. You got the number right up here. So feel free to call. Actually here, let me spotlight so you all see me on live screen. So the number up here, that anybody on my team will be able to set up a meeting. I'll be in the meeting personally, and I'll be able to share these strategies with you. But that's basically the lost lead conversation. Chuck, what are your thoughts?
I wanted to jump in and say that I think it's really clever that as a lending partner, you can almost be like the guy that watches out for the agent. So, you know, if you're already in communication with the borrower, a potential client, and for whatever reason they fall off, they have a personal situation with their family, they have a credit issue that needs to get repaired, and you're on it, you can keep someone like Guy or whoever the agent is, you can keep them. So I think it's genius to have that relationship with the lender. A lot of people is like, oh yeah, I've got a loan officer, but you really have a relationship with the lender. I think it makes it that much more special, and you're able to secure your commissions. That's right. Great.
Absolutely. And not just that. Listen, it sounds good when I talk about it, right? When you do the lost lead conversation, it's a no-brainer. Wow, a couple $100,000 extra a year. But the truth is, it's not that easy, right? It requires commitment from both sides. So when we talk about partnering with agents, it's an actual business partnership, right? We actually learn about how their business runs. We want to make sure it's a good fit. Once we understand how that is, we do a gap analysis. Where can we add value? And when they're committed and they actually buy into the process and they consistently do what they need to do on their end, that's when it works, right? Otherwise, it's just another relationship where you throw a referral to a lender, he does good, does bad, and then you decide to either keep using him or not. And we try to go away from that. But yeah, absolutely. It's something that's been a focal point for our business that's really got us to the next level. Yeah, I want to definitely open it up. If anybody has questions at any point, feel free to type them in the chat box, or if you're on video, I know a lot of you are not on video, raise your hand. I'll unmute you and you could ask questions if you have. Otherwise, Chuck, I know last week you talked about some exciting news in the market. Are we doing that again this week? Anything worth sharing?
I personally think it's a really sexy topic. Okay. I feel that, those high-end luxury homes that a lot of our good friends, some of them are past guests, like Adili Gatan or Dennis Chernoff that deal with some of these celebrity clients. they have to sign, non-disclosures. They can't just give away information like that.
Right.
But, if we're able to get our hands on some of that information, either, off-market information, or once it hits the, tabloids or whatever, it's still a sexy topic. I think people enjoy. It's almost like, like fantasizing in like another world.
It's good. It's also good for a conversation, right? When you know about something, it's a nice way when you're meeting with a client or a potential partner or anything like that, just to bring up something that's, fun and interesting that happened in our local market. By the way, if everybody that's on here doesn't mind to just quickly for your own benefit, because the whole concept of rubbing elbows, when Chuck and I decided to put this together, it's really to create a community where people can interact, connect, and also collaborate. So feel free to write your name, what you do, if you're a realtor, investor, developer, whatever it is, your name, your phone number, your email, put it in the chat. I'm sure there could be connections amongst each other here. And then besides for that, one thing that Chuck was always pushing our speakers, our guest speakers every week, regardless of how big or small they may have been, he's always got them to be available to collaborate with newer agents or agents that maybe don't have a foothold in a certain market. So if any of you want to collaborate with any of our past guest speakers, like the Chernovs or like Adi Leviathan, or we have Guy Azar here, these are names that are known in the real estate community. And if you want to co-list with them, if you have a listing or an opportunity to potentially get a good listing and you want a name like that with you, feel free to reach out to us, let us know, and we'll be able to connect you with them, because they've all agreed to be part of this community and to help fellow agents.
Yeah, I'd like to echo that a little bit too. For example, a buddy of mine reaches out to me last week and says, listen, I'm in escrow on this property. I've already removed contingencies, and it's a condo, and a high-rise condo in Vegas on the Strip. And there was an issue with title. He was supposed to have, I think it was like 2 parking spots, and for some reason he's getting 0 parking spots, right? Something like that. And literally nobody can answer the question, not the HOA, not an attorney out there, not his realtor, not the listing agent, nobody. So I say, no problem. Let me connect you with Michelle Wells, who she was a guest. She's the VP of Lawyer's Title. And having the VP of Lawyer's Title, that's somebody who can answer questions. So that's a really fantastic resource to have. Boom, put them on a line. She solved this issue in minutes. So things like that I love being able to contribute that to our little community. And then as far as collaborating with past guests, yeah, of course, if you find yourself in a situation where you may get a listing and you need a household name, brand name, someone who's been on $1 million listings, someone who's killing it. Chernoff team did $340 million last year. Like, right. If you need that name,
Maya Vander, from Selling Sunset, she said she would collaborate with anyone on any transactions. Those are powerhouses.
I mean, don't bring her $200,000 condo in Van Nuys, but she'll do the big ones with you, gladly. For me, for example, LA Fixers, what we do, if you find yourself seeing any distressed homes, fixers, divorce sales, probate sales, things that need a cash offer, whatever, 10-day close, non-contingent offer, something that's off market. I don't want the stuff that's on market. Bring it to me. We can collaborate. We can work those together. So I'm happy to work with people too. Anyone who finds anything, you drive by a house that looks like it's a shack, and you can't get a hold of the person, we've got a private investigator in-house. He'll find the absentee owner, things like that. So by all means, anybody who wants to collaborate, this is what this is for.
Right. All right. Perfect. Thank you. So on that note, Chuck, anything else? Because I think we're at the 25-minute mark. We like to stay within 20 to 30 minutes to keep it short, keep it fresh, and make sure everybody can get back to business. Anything else you want to talk about before we jump off?
I definitely want to mention, first of all, I want to thank the Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Club for helping us and hosting with us and collaborating with us and sharing vendors with us. I'd like to give a shout out for their next guest. They've got February 11th, Brad Sumrock. He is, let me read what his thing is. Basically, he's from Dallas, Texas, and he's talking about how to find and manage multi-residential, multi-family properties. I think a lot of this stuff can apply to you here if you want to do that in Los Angeles. That's why I think you should definitely hop on to Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Club. I can send a link there, or I believe Lloyd, the president of the club, is with us here. He can send the link in the chat. And whoever wants to learn about that, by all means, it's another resource to have. Always work on leveling up your game.
Yeah, maybe we can have Lloyd either next week or in one of our episodes give us a nice 5-minute overview on what it is and how you can join, be a part of it, and benefit from it. So Chuck, set that up for us in one of the upcoming episodes.
Okay.
On that note, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you guys for jumping on Zoom. Feel free in the future, if you have any questions throughout the episode, just go ahead and type them in. We'll try to get to them. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube, I went ahead and put that right now in the chat. So make sure to subscribe so you get notified every time we go live. And other than that, we'll see you again next Thursday at 2:00. Thank you everyone for joining. Guy, thank you for opening up.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys again next week.
You got it.
Peace, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.